The Surgeon General estimates that the average American child spends 4 hours a day on some form of media. One of these 4 hours is spent playing video games. This means in 1 year, the average child will have spent 15.2 straight days playing video games. What started as a simple genre of strategy games and primitive graphics has morphed into a violent and depredating one that is taking realism to new technological heights. According to the American Academy of Pediatrics, playing video games accounts for a 13 to 22% increase in adolescents' violent behavior. This is compared to a 14% increase in lung cancer of those who smoke tobacco products. Yet the biggest area of concern for health professionals is the subtle effects that media and video games are having on children. A joint statement by the American Medical Association, American Academy of Pediatrics, American Psychological Association, American Psychiatric Association, American Academy of Family Physicians, and American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry expresses their concern over the influence of violent media and gameplay. They have found that children exposed are more likely to assume that acts of violence, degradation of women, and disrespect of authority figures are acceptable behaviors. They will also tend to view the world as a very violent place, believe that people are inherently bad, and learn distrust and cynicism at an increasingly early age. This lends to a fear of being harmed or becoming a victim, which can result in night terrors or unusual stress disorders in children. More disturbingly, recent studies have found that it is decreasing the likelihood that a child will take action on behalf of a victim when violence, even as minute as teasing, occurs. In fact, increased exposure lends to a stronger identification with aggressors. Increasingly accessible and extremely popular, children younger and younger are being sold on the altered reality of video games. No child is an exception. Can everybody tell me how old you guys are?
11. 11 over 12.
11.
Just your he said 10.
28.
10.
11.
11 almost 12. Would you quit saying that?
How often do you guys play video games?
Oh, every day.
Every day.
Oh, that's why my brain's right.
Okay, give me a handful of your favorite video games.
Okay, are you gonna write this down?
Like Super Smash Bros.
Lord of the Rings. Tony Hawk.
Need for Speed Underground. I like SOCOM 2, SOCOM and stuff like that. And then Halo, like Halo 2. I guess Halo would be one of them.
Then you just the car. Grand Theft Auto.
Dude, that's fun. That's funny.
What?
Well, that's funny.
I don't know. My brother has Grand Theft Auto, then San Andreas. I don't. He turns down the music, but then when my brother he hijacked a police car, and then he's like at the bridge, and then he got out and jumped on it and started beating it up with a knife.
What makes a video game good?
The graphics.
The graphics and the characters.
Yeah.
And the pilots.
No,
How realistic.
And blood.
No, not blood.
That's funny.
No, that's not
no
how
blood.
realistic. The journey or the goal you're after, the way it is, and how you're, like the action you're doing, or what's the quest for.
Can you pick what to do, or it's guns, weapons, anything? Yes. The game's right.
I don't know what a real game is.
Nice game.
Do you own any Christian video games?
No. No, not really. Yeah.
No.
I don't know. I haven't seen any, or I would probably own it.
Video games are now part of our culture. Unfortunately, the direction in video games is towards graphic violence and sexually explicit imagery and themes. As we have experienced with other media, simply forbidding our children from playing video games is not the answer. The answer lies in providing high-quality video games that can match the entertainment value of other video games while promoting Christian values. Undeniably, video games are with us to stay. By virtue of the fact that you have chosen to view this presentation, more than likely you are inclined to do what you can to see the light of God's Word shining in this segment of popular culture. The major roadblock is obtaining the necessary funding. Experience has shown that funding from traditional investment sources is only available once investors can be shown a prototype of a new game. However, getting to that point is costly and requires levels of funding that Christian game developers find beyond their reach. Today, most Christian games are developed for personal computers rather than game consoles. To be competitive and to reach a broader audience, it is imperative that Christian video games also be developed for consoles like PlayStation, GameCube, and Xbox. A license for a state-of-the-art game engine to develop a video game for a console upfront can cost from $350,000 to $500,000. These costs, combined with game development costs, have made it impossible for Christian video game companies to enter into this area of the video game industry. It was in response to these problems that the Christian Game Developers Foundation was created. 100% of your tax-deductible donations will go directly to funding the development of Christ-centered video games. In return, the foundation will receive a percentage from each sale of completed games. This money will then be used to fund other Christian game developments and to help fund faith-based, youth-oriented organizations such as youth ministries and after-school programs. In addition to the direct benefit of your donations, the collective voice of those who donate reinforces to the industry the level of concern that people have about current trends in video games and further validates that if high-quality Christian video games are made available, there is a market for them. These are strong motivations for traditional funding sources to invest in bringing Christian video games to market and for retailers to carry and promote Christian video games in their stores. Through your support, we can realize the goal of the Christian Game Developers Foundation. These issues are real, and the challenges facing Christian game developers are great. As much as anything, we ask for your prayers. Shining a light into a dark place does not go unchallenged. The power of prayer is great and sustains us as we struggle to bring Christ-centered video games to the world. The timing is critical. On behalf of the Christian Game Developers Foundation, I'm asking for your financial support of this worthwhile effort, as well as for your prayers. Thank you for listening. As you consider donating to the Christian Game Developers Foundation, ask yourself these questions. If not me, then who? If not now, then when? If not the Christian Game Developers Foundation, then what?